What's up, guys? So today the exhaust is going to be changed. It's exciting. Definitely could be a little bit louder at idle. This is a cold start. I actually washed the car last night, so it's pretty clean. There's a bee around my ankle. So we're headed to my buddy's shop. It's about 90 degrees, 95. It's probably 100 out. Super hot. It's the hottest day we've had so far this year, you know, and in New England it comes at you like a rush. You're not ready for it. So I got the windows up. But yeah, today I'm changing out the exhaust setup. I'm gonna give it a little more tone, a little more sound. Basically, I got three options. I can leave the Bassani mufflers that are in it now and delete the cats or the high flow cats. I don't know what they are. We'll find out pretty soon. You know, that'll probably change the tone. Or I can leave the cats and add the mufflers, so it'll be similar to like Lethal Venom's car, Catalytic X-Pipe with, you know, S-style mufflers. A little bit different of mufflers, but similar. Or I can take out the cats and change the mufflers and live dangerously. And when you do that, you can always go back to cats. That's the good thing about it. I have the cats. If it is too loud, too noisy, I can just throw the cats back in. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. That one requires the most work, but hey. Also gonna be welding in a wideband bung finally, so I can get that gauge out of there and get something in there that I can read and I know what's happening. So it should be fun. Stay tuned. So right now we're working on getting the car jacked up to the proper heights. We're going to get those under the back wheels. And he's just getting a light right now. You know, we're discussing some things we're going to do to the car. Because when he was filming that exhaust clip from the outside for me, he said when I started the car up, a bunch of black smoke came out, like it's running rich on startup. Maybe that's why it takes a little longer to start when I turn it over. But I just noticed how sensitive this booster pump thing is. Like, you can just bump this thing. And when I bought this car, it was full of stuff in the back here, like jam-packed, that he gave me extra stuff. So now I'm worrying if it got bumped and it's not set up right. So I think I really need to get this thing tuned and decide if I'm gonna go with a full return system.
Probably that looks like somebody jacked it up from there.
Yeah. So right now, the hardest part is trying to get this car jacked up in the right spots. Because our ramps aren't big enough for the tires. We do have subframe connectors here.
A good spot right here, maybe. What is this?
It's the mount for the IRS. The tubular mount for the IRS in the back.
Gusseted it in here and welded and bolted. If it can hold it, I mean...
Right.
I don't know what the difference... I mean, obviously...
Yeah, we put that there, lower it down, then do the other side equally, and yeah, we should be fine, I would imagine.
You're going to have to get it up a little bit higher for the jack stand to fit, but yeah. And then, yeah, spray there, spray there.
So we got the jack stand right under the tubular mount. Other tires off the ground. That's how rigid the car is with welded in subframe mounts. So we're not using a lift today. But yeah. Here's a little underside of my car looks like. This is where I'll be spending most of our time. My buddy's the welder. So we'll check in when needed. Right now we're gonna spray all the bolts. Get them lubed up so we don't have to fight with those. So we had the whole rear on jack stands on the tubular mount for the IRS, but as we're jacking the front up under where we need to, close to the motor on the frame and where the arm bolts, front control arm, we start jacking the front up and then the whole rear comes off the jack stand. I mean, that just goes to show how rigid subframe connectors make these cars, because without them, we know how easy they twist. So that's just crazy. Look at this thing. It's teetering.
You're going. Hold on.
Oh, I heard it hit.
Hold on. All right, go ahead. Yep. Now you're going to start to lift up the other side.
Alright, so we should get the thing on.
An eternity later.
So, 4 hours later, the Cobra's in the air. No, I'm just kidding. But it takes a little while. This will be a good shot for the cover photo. Look at that 4x4 Cobra. Thing's ready to go off-roading.
Let me see that WD-40.
Definitely a lot louder.
Especially if you get rid of the cats.
Well, the cats can always come back in.
Well, who put the cats back in?
I know, no one puts them back in.
No one puts anything
I mean, if it was
back
obnoxiously loud with just these, because I mean, look how little these mufflers are compared to the Bassanis. Bassanis are basically a normal style muffler, but they're straight through. And these are more like a quad muffler. No, I mean, they're a little smaller than the S-type, but they're a little longer. So, I mean, the sound should kind of equal out. But yeah, it shouldn't be as much cutting as I thought, because these are about the same length as what's in there now. Those are the delete pipes for the cats. Now we're going to get to unbolt. Don't forget to unplug your O2 sensors. I'm hoping I don't throw a code now for running no cats, but I think I can turn it off with the SCT tuner. So right now the exhaust is loose, ready to come off. We're gonna bang the X back towards the rear of the car while I hold this exhaust sideways and it comes off, and then we're gonna slide this off this way. X-Pipe's off. Now we're just wiggling these things. Oh, what's in there? Anything?
Yeah.
Is it straight through or no?
They're clear. I mean, I can see through it.
Oh no, there's crap in there. There's a huge screen.
Well, it's a catalytic converter. Yeah.
Wow.
There's a
I was told
honeycomb.
these things were hollowed out resignators. That's what the seller told me. Because I'm like, what's on there for exhaust? He's like, oh, it's not too loud, but it sounds really good.
Well,
He's like, the resignators are just there for looks. They're hollowed out, and it's got Bassani exhaust. And I'm like, these look like cats.
yeah, that's a catalytic converter.
All right. So right there is going to change the sound alone.
Oh yeah, it's a full
Damn.
catalytic converter.
Let's go check these out. Somebody bottomed out on, yeah, probably me once. The exhaust is so low. Oh, man. Yeah, dude, that's a restriction and a half. Wow. There they are. 2 cats. So that's definitely restricting the sound. I bet you the Bassani sounds really good without those. Yeah, open headers. But I really want to install these, though, because I have them. Decisions. Pulling out the rest of the stuff now. Here's the Bassani X-Pipe, new mufflers, cat replacements. We're not really going to have to do any welding, really. We're just going to cut those to the length that we need that's missing on these, if it even is. Find out. Find it weird that we're not dealing with any hangers this whole midsection. The only hangers are on like the tail section back and forward. All this stuff where the weight of the grunt of it is, there's nothing. Unless there should be, and I'm just missing something. So we had to take a ride to my house quick so we could get the O2 sensor to screw into the hole we're gonna drill to weld the bung in for the wideband. Forgot all about that, so that would have sucked. That would have been a nice leaky drive home. So the Bassani muffler has like real ribbed type of baffles in here to help quiet it down. Comparison. No ribs, just some baffles. I hope it's not too loud. Trimming the pieces so we can weld one in here to make this a little bit longer and so it can be the right size so the Bassani catback tailpipe clamp right onto it. Comes the welder. We have some welding to do. Gotta put the bung in, add that little extension piece, then we should be good to start clamping everything back together. Just a little look at the underside of my car. Not very much rust anywhere of any type. If there is, I would try and touch it up. But the lines look nice, they look new, they still have the stickers on them. Everything looks pretty nice. Transmission, rear diff. The only thing that's got some rust is like the clamp bolts, that flange on the diff, stuff like that. Really clean car, really solid. And springs are H&R. For anyone wondering, because my car's so slammed. Struts, I'm just running some yellow, I would assume Bilstein. Here we are. Yeah, just the ball cup thing. That'll how it'll be. Cat deletes. Extensions put on. He's just gonna do the last little welding on the O2 bung, and we'll be ready to install this. I gotta cut some slits in here to match this. That's about it. So we got one side all finished up. Here's your wideband X-Pipe, new mufflers to the tailpipes. We're just tightening up the last side and we'll get you a startup. Exhaust is done. Get you the first startup. Bassani tailpipes, Magnaflow, straight through mufflers, Bassani X-Pipe, no cats. Oh, it's heavy. Here she is, guys, all done. It's definitely louder. Sounds pretty good. Thing sounds so good. Wait till I get it on a better street. I'm on a crappy street. Got a group of motorcycles behind me, so I'm not sure how the sound's gonna come out. I know it's loud in person. Ugh. This is the sound that I've always wanted out of this car. Oh man. It makes a few different sounds now at different RPM ranges. It's awesome. There's a stop sign right up ahead, so. Oh no, bunny, don't cross. Good. You guys a little preview. Sure, my phone's not picking it up the best, but I mean, it's got a very angry bark growl to it now. It sounds mean. I love it, guys. So this is gonna wrap up my video. I want to keep it under a half an hour so I don't bore you too much. Hopefully this is a good one. Like I said, it's my custom Bassani Magnaflow type exhaust. I wanted to keep the Magnaflow, or the Bassani tailpipes, because I love how big the tips look. They just look awesome. So That guy loved the exhaust too. All in all, today went very well. It's funny, I ordered this book, you know, I was so excited for it to come in. I opened it up and I'm like, it's not colored pages. So I realized that there's 2 versions, so I got the new one in today. So it's gonna be great to flip through this later tonight. Thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. I know my videos can be boring. I'm new to this. I'm stepping outside my comfort zone by speaking on camera and just doing that stuff. I was never about it, but ooh, my car. But God bless. I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm changing, I'm trying to improve just overall everything about myself, to be a better person and stuff like that. See you later, guys.